is go back to the old ways of how the stream used to be. Right now, there's currently a glitch on YouTube, and I'm sorry about that, but our main goal is to have the main page available. So we're going to keep pressing forward. And then for those of you who are tuning in on TikTok, you will get to see my lovely face over here when I get into the setting for it. I gotta find it again. Hold up. Technical difficulties, technical difficulties. They always happen. I'm just going to have to reboot my computer between this stream and my next stream. Interesting. So it's showing, oh, it's showing that camera is available. Huh. But on here, it does not. Interesting, interesting. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and set this up to be source. And we're going to have this be the okay. Start virtual camera. I don't know. Well, I guess you guys don't need that right now. There was an update of some kind that apparently OBS needed to do before I started the stream, but I didn't do it, so that is fine. We're going to go ahead and open this up over here, and I am going to change the background just for my sanity. Let's do this one. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, my headset blends into the back. Couldn't connect, trying to reconnect now. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Well, it looks like I can be heard and I can be seen, so let's go ahead and open this up. I did find a YouTube video that I think actually has the information I want on it. So we will go to that video tonight and we will start through that process. Let me also open up a work version of this so that we can learn. This one is put on by ECDI, which ECDI, for those who do not know, let me talk, is Economic and Community Development Institute. I know that there are quite a few here in Ohio, which is actually where I was able to find my business coach that I have been partnering with for over a year now. One of the reasons why I was able to start live streaming, and yeah, they are overall a good community. They tailor, actually, let me do a full thing about who they are. ECDI. As you can see, they have their Women Business Center of Ohio. The ECDI Women Business Center of Ohio provides holistic support for women entrepreneurs, offering training, mentoring, resources, and access to funding. And what I've used them for is mainly their mentorship program. However, I do know that they offer private student loan. Unoriginal or reproduced content. I haven't done anything. What is restricted? appeal because I haven't done anything yet. I've been having technical difficulties for the past 5 minutes. Submit. Well, that's weird. Do I have a warning on YouTube? Right now, I've been given commentary and stuff about things. I don't see anything. Actually, hold up, TikTok, because all that y'all have seen is my face. I'm confused. Am I banned off of TikTok Live? I am confused. It says I'm live, but also says I'm not live. So, I don't know. I was about to say, because you guys can see my YouTube channel here where all of our live streams have been going. Um, Obviously, I have my old stuff. I need to probably hide these videos. But no, let me go to the creator dashboard. I don't think there's anything I have to worry about. Yeah, no, I've had 2 additional subscribers. I've had 1 view. Canva social media stuff, increased length, content, community guidelines. I can be a hero. I do still appreciate the song by Monsta X. Audio library. Oh, that's cool. Comment with your voice. Creators can now use their voice to reply to comments on YouTube. Live stream both at once. Go live both horizontally and vertically. Okay. I feel like if I made Daddy YouTube mad, then I would be making TikTok upset as well. But TikTok is saying I am fine. Or TikTok is saying I'm in trouble. YouTube says I'm not. Okay. Anyway, just further digression. But what I was saying is ECDI, as you can see, it says Women's Business Center of Ohio Mentorship. The ECDI Women's Business Center of Ohio provides holistic support for women entrepreneurs, offering training, mentoring, resources, and access to funding. Members enjoy a supportive community, one-on-one business advising, which I've been taking advantage of, workshops, which I have been taking advantage of, and networking opportunities. I know that some of this is repetitive, but yeah, no, that's what I have been using to try to educate myself. Now, I'm curious because it would have only heard a few seconds of ECDI. I'm wondering if is this copywritten? I'm looking to my left. Well, YouTube, you can't see where I'm looking, but I'm looking on my left because that's where my TikTok information is.
So, welcome everyone to Strategic Content Creation for Business Growth. So, this training is going to be about social media, content in general, and just to give you kind of a new process and to be more productive and brainstorm and just get great content for your business. So, just a little intro. My name is Leah Klosterman, and I just want to share you a little bit about myself before we begin. I'm the marketing specialist at ECDI, and I've been on the team since 2020, so
Wow, that's
started
a
during
long time.
COVID. And on the side, I enjoy doing photography and just creating content in general. So I manage over 10 social media platforms, and trust me, I get that overwhelming feeling when it comes to content creation. And time is gold, especially for small businesses. So that's why I'm excited to share some strategies to save you time, crank up your creativity, and keep you one step ahead.
Okay, Leah.
So, to go into the agenda, we'll be talking about brainstorming content, content calendars, the tools you need to check out, video marketing, social media schedulers, and also just even more time-saving tricks. So we'll wrap it up with a bit of Q&A time at the end, so feel free to fire away any of your questions in the chat. All right, so I bet many of you are a one-person team or just a very small team, juggling your social media on top of all
Yes.
other business tasks that you do. So the
Yes,
good
I
news
am.
is that there actually are plenty of ways to create great content without spending a lot of time or money. So let's get into it.
Okay.
What is content marketing? If you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what content marketing focuses on the creation and distribution of valuable, relevant, and consistent content to bring in and retain the target audiences by building a strong relationship with them. And then before we jump into all the good stuff, let's take a moment to think strategically. The trick isn't to spend all day scrolling through trends or looking at what everyone else is doing. That's too overwhelming. The real trick is about envisioning and gathering a ton of ideas tailored to your target market and your business goals, which is why every single business is unique. So instead of copying your competition, let's create content that speaks volumes to your specific niche, stuff that's relevant, interesting, relatable, or even funny. So, I want you guys to write down or type out and reflect on these questions. You can do it after the training, but I think these are important before you get started in this process.
Okay, so this is something I can actually work through live while I have you all here. Because I think it's important that my audience knows what are you trying to achieve with your social media presence. So let's go ahead and start there. And this is nice because even if the video is not recording correctly, I can always, this is where AI can help. I'm okay with it helping, is by being my note taker and to summarize my thoughts because I don't have short term memory issues. Definitely not one of the things I have, but because let me tell you, I can recall something from back 3 years ago or 10 minutes ago. It just depends on the feelings and emotions behind what I'm trying to remember. So let's get my notion up, and my notion is not currently signed in. I'm going to sign in on the side. Not that I'm concerned about y'all, just it's better to sign in on the side. Ashbury Art. Let's see what I have in here. As you can see, I've already tried to do some content marketing, and I also have a content certification that I was going through with HubSpot. However, I'll say theirs was a little bit more confusing than I thought it should be. And actually, you know what? I think I'm even going to make this open to you all where you can view as I'm going through and creating this content so that, I'm telling you what I say tonight is what's going to be here. So I will go ahead and share that link. And if someone needs to slash wants to know to the content strategy for social, yeah, try to make sure it's spelled check this. So, like I said, if you all want to be able to review or go and see this, you can. And also, this gives me a place for me to come back to be able to see the information. So let's call this what it is here. Content creation for business growth by Leah. And we'll go ahead and start with the first question. So, what are you trying to achieve with your social media presence? So, one thing I want to achieve is to educate my audience on web strategy and accessibility. This stream is not a demonstration of my accessibility, obviously. Uh, eh, eh, eh. There we go. Web strategy, accessibility. I want to empower individuals to work on their website. Because I'm okay with sitting here and designing a website for you, but I want to make sure that you're working on your website for your needs and wants. Because here's the thing, you could be someone that's creating a blog, creating a a lot of the people, the reason and kind of inspo of this pivot for me was actually I wanted to go and try to learn German just because the area that I live in is a German heavy city. But some of these websites that I went to, German, I'm just going to look up the German Society. I'm not going to do my area. German Society General. Well, it defaulted to this one. That's fine. I'm a web designer based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm okay with saying that because Cincinnati is a very broad term. But if you see here on their website, you come on here and their website is more about event management. But notice how it's very hard to read the text here. They have a website that plays, or a video that plays. Oktoberfest is over this. That's hard to read. But if I type in where to learn German in person, I guess this is a better way to do it. In German. Classes. I think this is the one I used. Yeah, it was. So I'm not going to go too far into detail with this one because I know some of the situation that's happening with this landing page is not actually connected with their website because when you click on it, oh, they've changed this since I've been here. That's good. I'm happy to see that because I was about to say it was disjointed and disconnected, so they must have gotten a web person of some kind because I was like, yeah, I could not click on here. Now, the other thing that I would say is I'm glad, one, that they put the pricing in. Two, I'm glad that this no longer links out to a separate page because that was confusing. Yeah, they updated this and now it has callback option. Excuse me, it has cookies, it has accessibility. Oh no, I'm wondering. Okay, something else I want to cover with my content creation journey is ADA compliance. Because I could tell that's probably a part of what all is happening here. Is they didn't have a cookie policy before. This is not their hosting website. They must have changed everything over to whatever this web builder is, which I'm not seeing that here. Control, Control Alt C. I think Control Shift C. Who is HTML? It's all in classes, classes, classes. Style sheet with length. And don't worry, this is not something I would expect a client to be able to do, is to go through their scripting and try to figure out where the source code is from. It looks like they had this custom built. Name, oh, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Oh, they had someone, I think, that did ARIA. I need to explain what ADA is and ARIA. So doing a whole course, a whole tutorial on what that stuff is. Because something that's good for me is the more that I learn, when I go and reteach it, that means I understand it better. So that's what I want to do to clients. I want to necessarily be a one-stop web strategy and site design person for them, because if you build it once, it's kind of like how Sears and a couple other companies put themselves out of business. If you're doing the job well enough, you'll get recommended to other people in order to understand. W3.org. That just distracted me because I know what W3 is. That's a whole community. But if you're able to create something that's lasting, I would rather have the relationship and build for someone. I'm not necessarily worried about the pay. I'm worried about the quality of the person's experience. So, explain customer experiences and why they are important product and service. Yeah, every product business has some kind of line of service. Every service business has some kind of product that they're outputting to other people. Okay. And then it says, what type of content will your target audience buy? That is a great question. Because I know they probably want no longer than 20 minutes. So I'm thinking my audience, they're either a small business owner that could be sitting there and they're eating their lunch and they have 20 minutes to listen to this podcast basically, and then move on. Excuse me. There's someone like myself who just got off of work and I'm yawning because I'm tired and I've been up since earlier in the day. And you just don't have a lot of time. But I want to make sure that the content is in 20 minutes and it has actionable steps. I don't know about you all, but something that irks me to no end, and I can think of a couple companies that do it. There is Six Figure Chick, and there are basically coaches where they're like, I'm here to coach you. I'm here to pitch this. I'm going to help you solve XYZ problem. And they say, and you can see these reviewed from my customers. And they say, here you go. Boom. Pay $250 now for assistance. Or they try to get you in these webinars where it's basically, hey, come to my webinar where I'm going to sell you these oils to rub on your skin or this supplement to take. I don't like those kinds of things. And maybe I've just been a little bit desensitized to it because of my past where I've worked in different companies that dealt with fraud. But I don't like those types of sales pitches. They're not genuine, and people say, oh, I'm going to help you, and they give you nothing to help. But I think that's also just a part of the coaching spirit and how it's been for so long. I don't think that they realize that they are. It's very irritating. They're helping you by leading you down the right path, but also gatekeeping by putting it behind a paywall. And I'm not saying that my strategy on building your website and making sure that the experience is all gate kept. I do want to charge for my services. I'm not going to lie. I want to be able to provide for myself and my family. However, there is a line of who of how to do that being without being there's a way to do it where it's a balance and it's a fair situation that I've yet to see, but I want to try to create. So, and last question, are you aiming to be primarily educational, inspirational, entertaining? A mix of all three. I'm going to say educational and entertaining. Like, I'm okay with doing skits. I'm really bad at scripting, but I'm okay with doing scripts. And we're now at 31 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and hop off of this stream. I might see y'all tomorrow. If I don't, YouTube I will be on tomorrow, and I'm going to reboot my computer. Have a good night, all.